See how much you spend on marketing, right? Versus the sales. So if you're a small company and you spend the same amount as the larger company, then I don't think your marketing is very good, right? Why are you spending so much and you achieve the sales? As you're a small company, you're only doing X number of capacity. But why do you need to spend so much? Okay.
May I ask? I think we spend more on marketing because we have a lot of models. Is that a
Okay.
reason?
Really? Is it why? Because there's a lot of models, or is it is very competitive in some regions and some segments?
Mm,
So what is the purpose of having so many models? Why?
because we follow we have tried some simulation that we have less model, but we we didn't sell too many. I mean, the less model we have, the less sales that we received at the end of a period.
What do you mean
So
by
we
less sales? Less sales per model? Of course, you have less sales, right? You have less model, but it depends also on your capacity, right? So how many do you sell per model compared to the competitors, for example? You understand what I'm saying?
partly.
I mean, if you reduce the number of models, one of the things that could happen is the number of uh, a number of shoes pairs sold will be less. Understand? But it also depends on your marketing efforts for those lesser number of models. It also depends on your production, right? If you didn't produce or have the capacity to produce, then how can you sell? You don't have the product to sell, what, right? Or if your production is in the places where the demand is falling, then of course you're stuck, what? So there's not just one factor. You cannot just say, oh, it's because of the number of models. There's no correlation equal one like this.
Okay.
There's many other factors too. So you have to figure out all those other factors, and how do you measure? How do you benchmark? It must be some ratio. See? You cannot just look at number. See. So let's
Yeah.
say per capacity, right? So per 1,000 produced, okay? How much did you spend to achieve those kinds of sales? See? All right. So it must be some kind of ratio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Same here, in this chart, the same thing. You cannot just look at a just absolute number. Yeah? And you're only looking at it from your company. What about other companies? What about the competitors? Were they all like this too? So we must start with a big picture first. One chart should be probably a big picture. But again, look and see whether is your story. Is this going to be your narrative, right? That is, everybody had issue here, but we were better than them in selling. Okay. Then you say, okay, but we spend more effectively. Our marketing spend per pair sold is less than all other competitors. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
But you must show that it didn't result in lower sales, and also that the fact that you have less capacity. So you must ensure that there is a compare apple to apple, you know what I mean? So yeah, okay, your closest competitor within the same capacity. Right? Okay, so let's look at it. And they sold everything in domestic market. All right, compare that. You are doing better. Okay. With less money spent on marketing and advertising, given the same capacity, given the same amount of potential sales, we sold more. Okay. All right. All right. You understand? So per pair sold, how much do you spend for internet, for wholesale? Okay. Then for private label is not no marketing spend.
Mm.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. So this is